Rodgers. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase him.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is here as we go forward. A dump underneath to Jones. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Drops it to Jones in the flat. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and it'll be 4th down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
4th down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field. Rodgers will bring him up to the line, 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here, 3rd and 4. Rodgers to throw once more. He's got the lane, and there he goes. And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 for Bengals TD. Short throw pick-6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
The extra point hitting the right upright, but it caroms home, and it's now a 7-0 game. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. And last time, decent field position through the pick-6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Rodgers going to throw. Buying time to his left. It got his man complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 42 yards.
Over here.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Dancing to his left. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Throwing right, and that's complete. He takes this to the 15. A flashy juke. That got him a couple extra yards. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. The big nose tackle, Danny Shelton, there to swallow him up.
Hey, 26.
To throw, it's Rodgers. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now Jones. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Packers. Amir Abdullah, his first touchdown on the year. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is taken at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Mariota now on 2nd down. Airing one out for Boyd. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. A big play there for the Bengals. 41 yards. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Bengals with a football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a 1st down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Adrian Amos up to make the tackle.
All runners count on their eyes to find the gaps and creases, to find open space. There was absolutely none on that one. Totally swallowed up on that play.
To throw Mariota. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Working out of the gun, Mariota. Being chased out left. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. And this is going to be Packer football.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
And he'll get this one up to the 26. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now Rodgers. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Give him 8 on the play, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Kavari Russell. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Charles, we've seen him target one of their main weapons time and time again. Maybe they went to that well too many times there.
Yeah, and it's so difficult to determine how many times is too many, because how many times have we seen a team go and play and say, until they stop us, we'll keep going. Well, they got stopped on that one, and it cost them 6 points.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. On the return, here comes Amir Abdullah. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Now Rodgers to try again after the pick six. Force let this one go deep, right? And that's caught inside the 35. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. It's a big play that time for the Packers. 42 yards. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's going to have to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And again, it's Rodgers. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And the Bengals will get the football back. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. Here on the deep.
Packer pressure, and down he goes. Zadarius Smith in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. 2nd down, Mariota. Steps away to his left. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. A breakdown defensively there as the scramble is going to set him up with a much more manageable 3rd down. On 3rd down, Mariota. And Eifert has it. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a 1st down.
11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. A first chance in the red zone for the Bengals now. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Mariota. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Eluding the pressure right. And he will not throw it away. He goes out of bounds, well shy of the line of scrimmage, so that's a sack. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. And the Bengals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. 3rd and long here for Mariota. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Gerald McCoy in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. And Butker able to put this one through. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, and they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. Rodgers now on 1st down. Going to throw right side here, complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Throwing now is Rodgers. He sets up the screen to Jones. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. 1st down now, but that clock rolling.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game. Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Rodgers. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. On is Josh Lambo for the field goal try. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And Lambo will put this one through. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Mariota now. Airing one out for Boyd. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Final play of the half here, Mariota. Trying to lay one up deep. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darquez Dennard. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So we are at halftime here on Halloween. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, now Abdullah, the return. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Now the Packers get set to go. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. Here's Rodgers to throw. A dump underneath to Jones. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And that'll be incomplete. He was looking for his running back, Aaron Jones, that time. And that'll bring up second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. On play action, Rodgers on the move to his left. Drops it to Jones in the flat. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. They do go for it. It's Rodgers. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 27 yards, a big play there on 4th. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On 1st down, Rodgers. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Now they had the box stacked. That run was going nowhere from the start.
And when you say stacked, you really mean it, don't you? Because when you're talking about a 46 defense, commonly known as the bear defense, you're covering up the guys inside, and you're allowing other people to get in there close to the line of scrimmage. Usually an 8-man front, that's difficult to block for an offense. On that play, the defense won in a big way. No gain at all.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. The Packers on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Rodgers. That's complete right around the 8. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. Well, they were 2 for 3 on 4th down tries. Now they're unsuccessful. That brings them down to 50%.
But that's a percentage you have to feel pretty good about. You know, 2 for 2 for 3 before that. They finally get stopped again. That's okay. That's the type of team that'll keep pressing. In this situation, they'll continue to go for it.
They'll try to get the running game going with McCaffrey. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now, after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Mariota from the gun on 3rd down. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Josh Jackson. They had him back deep, got the interception, and now they start inside the 10.
Partner forgets starting inside the red zone. They're inside the green zone. From the 10-yard line in, a lot of teams call it that because that's the money zone. Get it into the end zone and make your cash.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Flush to his right. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Now it's Rodgers. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
And that is incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now a 2nd down throw for Mariota. Throw left side complete. That's Boyd. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is. was it? They passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
Let's go.
Back to Mixon on first down. Room to run inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop him. Now Joe Mixon. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Bengals in possession of the football and in possession of the lead as well as we start the fourth. Mixon with a first down carry. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Defense able to get there, swarm to the football. Zilch, zero nada there for the offense, Charles.
Yeah, it really was an example of good team defense, wasn't it? Everyone handled their responsibilities, and they held them to no gain.
And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense, and they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. He gets this in the hands of Mixon, and he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and that's going to make it fourth down. Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Working out of the gun, Mariota. And it's intercepted at the goal line. A great read, and it's picked off. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running.
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Rodgers going to throw. Now he's going to throw deep right side. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Here we go. 58.
Throwing is Rodgers. Buying time to his left. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Cole. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. That one goes for 24 yards. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They go play action here on first down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 12 more yards there and another first down. When we see another great performance like this out of Aaron Rodgers, you have to chuckle thinking that his only FBS offer was a walk-on at Illinois.
And now he's the pride of Butte Junior College, of course at Cal. And I remember watching him play at Cal, and he would run 7-on-7 drills. angry if the ball ever hit the ground, and he didn't do it very often.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one goes for 24 yards. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 down at the 31. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. This will be caught inside the 10. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Give him 30 yards there.
Let's go, come on.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a 1st down with a nice throw.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10.
Well, I don't think we'll have to look very hard to find our play of the game. That was an absolutely monstrous big play right there. Backs to the wall. The offense has it in the red zone, driving for the winning score. And he says, not on my watch. And that is one happy bunch on the sidelines.
And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Kenny Clark, the big D tackle there to make the stop. You know, I was going to ask you if maybe they should surprise and pass the ball, but where they're at on the field, I think keep it on the ground, right?
I like where you're going with this one because field position is going to determine these play calls. And backed up where they are, I don't even think about putting the ball in the air. I tell my running backs, grasp the football, and I tell my offensive line, don't allow any leaks so they get hit immediately when we hand it off.
Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. From the gun, Mariota. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And we'll see what he can do on the return. Yeah, that's a pretty good one for the old average. 68 yards on the punt there. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Cole. And a nice gain of 21 yards. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Cole. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pickup there, a 22. They'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Cole. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A good pickup there, 26 yards. He's back to throw. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Nice solid game there, partner, but the clock is starting to become his enemy.
Absolutely. Every second right now, more and more precious as it ticks.
Hey, take 26. No. 319. Keep it down.
Back to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. He'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
Mariota. That's complete to John Ross. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Mariota now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. The Bengals go down to a knee in the victory formation. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. And they take a knee.